What's going on is Anton from antondaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. I have an uncomfortable conversation that I got to have with you guys really quickly. And this may not apply to all, but I'm certain that it is important for us to have this conversation, basically because the church, not just the black church, but the church in general is failing the people. And I don't know if we need a reality check, a reset, but the church has largely become a reflection of the world. And as a person that proclaims myself to be a Christian, I know that nobody is above reproach and everybody makes mistakes, but we not really holding ourselves accountable to the place that we really need to be at. And we basically become, and I'm speaking about the church in general, is basically become a cash grab and a place of debauchery. And I'm gonna give you maybe 3 or 4 different examples. First, you got the pastor that's down there in Texas. I think it's Gateway Church. I did a report on him yesterday on the Millionaire Morning Show, or the day before yesterday on the Millionaire Morning Show, about how when he was, I think it was like 22 or something like that, or 20, he was married, he had kids, and then he wound up getting into an inappropriate, I'm gonna just read the news, an inappropriate relationship with a 12-year-old. Now, this 12-year-old, at the time, now you got to remember, this is like 40 years ago, right? So he's like in his 50s now, or whatever. This 12-year-old wound up telling their parents when they were 17. So this had been happening for over a period of 5 years, right? Told their parents, and then the parents just went to the church and reported him to the church. The church at the time just like put him through some courses to make sure that he, get himself together and all of this stuff. But, little baby. But the church never called the police. The parents never called the police. So the parents failed the girl. And then at the same time, the church failed the girl on top of that, right? So that's number one. Here's the other side of it. Why was he, I don't care if it was 40 years ago or it was 4 days ago, why are they allowing and grooming these guys or these people to even preach in a church at such an early, young age in the first place? They are not even equipped to. Even if you become in certain positions, you don't automatically just be ordained or just be given a position just because, you say that that's what you want to do or you went to Bible school. You have to prove yourself. You have to literally become or show that you're able to do something and that you're above reproach over a period of time before you can start to claim certain positions in society. But in the churches, a lot of time, not only that church, because I don't even know how you can pastor a church at 20-something years old. You got to be at least in your 40s, in my opinion, before you can start to claim pastorship. And I don't care what your pastor did. I don't care who you are or who you think you are. You can't start ministering to people, in my opinion, until you at least in your late 30s, early 40s. But why was he even in this position in the first place? And he never even proved himself. And then once he proved himself to not be worthy of holding a position, why was he still in that position and why didn't the church hold him accountable? That's the first thing. The second thing that I'm seeing is every church that you drive by, and I don't care if you're in Atlanta, in Detroit, over in LA, or whatever, all of them are basically hanging rainbow flags. And let me tell you, what up, big dog? And let me tell you why. I appreciate you, bro. And let me tell you why it's so messed up and why it's so perverse. Because the rainbow flag, or I'm sorry, not the flag itself, but the rainbow itself was supposed to be a symbol or a covenant between man and God that he would never flood the earth again. At least if you're a Christian and you're a believer, that's what it's supposed to represent. It's supposed to be something that God had shown and a reminder to man throughout the years that he would never flood the earth again after he had flooded the earth the first time, right? And so, and this is in the Old Testament. You guys should have read this as a part of, understanding who Noah was and his sons and all of that stuff, right? And so now we've taken something that's supposed to be sacred with God and turned it into a symbol that represents, quote unquote, gay pride, the alphabet community, and then they threw a plus on there just in case you want to identify yourself as something different. We have no respect for the word of God. We have no, and listen, again, I'm not saying that people have to be perfect. But just as though you have the right to be able to say what you want to say and advocate for what you want to advocate for, I have the right to be able to disagree with it. And then if I disagree with it and I said I don't agree with it because I don't believe that you should be restricted from, living your life however you want to live it, or pursuing life, love, and happiness, or, being able to earn and make a living or whatever like that, because I disagree with it, all of a sudden we become phobic. I'm not scared of anything at all. But what I am is I'm in disagreement with what it is that you're doing as far as how it is that you're promoting the lifestyle. Listen, you can do whatever you want to do in your own home, but when you start to infiltrate our libraries and our schools and start to affect people en masse and children and take over one of the best months of the year, Black people get February, the shortest, coldest month of the year, and then they took over Father's Day, they took over men's mental health month and all of this stuff. And they decided to make it Pride Month. And then they celebrate, and I see Billy Porter on the White House lawn standing next to or near Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And Kamala Harris is flying all over these African countries trying to convince them to be a part of the alphabet community. Number 3, I also recently seen a post where a pastor, some Black pastor, is saying that they're making the first, what do you call, first man? You know how it's like the first lady, like the pastor's wife, and the pastor's wife is supposed to be like, front seat or whatever. It's the first man. And then I see this post, and he's sitting there with his little boyfriend, and everybody is going to the church. The choir director is sassy and all of this stuff. And I see this stuff happening, and people just embracing it like it's not even that big of a deal. Cool, makes sense. Does that make sense to you? That's not the church, man. That's the church of the devil. I'm just telling you. Listen, church is supposed to be a place where you get correction, and then you align yourself with people that's going in the direction that you're going in a positive perspective. It's not supposed to be like the world. It's not a place where you go and you politic. It's not a place where politicians should be going into in order to try to advocate to get into office. It's not a place where you're supposed to be selling goods and services. It's supposed to be a place of sanctuary, worship, and it's supposed to be off limits. And it's one of the reasons why Jesus came in and he turned over all of the tables in the tabernacle and he went ham on y'all, because we are completely out of line. We are 100% disrespectful. It went from come as you are to come and be whatever it is that you want to be. And again, I completely disagree. I don't rock with it. And I think that it's 100% disrespectful, and it's unfortunate. But I'm curious as to what you guys think. I got a flight to catch. We're about to shoot over. Well, I don't really want to talk about where I'm going because, I just want to have some peace. But I'm curious as to what you guys think. Of course, make sure you tap into the Patreon. We just dropped a video earlier this week. We're going to drop another one this weekend. Link is in the description. And then I can't wait to read y'all comments. It's unfortunate what's going on in society today, man. But why would they do it any differently when we let them get away with it and they don't let you get away with disrespecting or what they feel like is disrespect towards, some of the most negative things? They will defend negativity, but we will passively let them completely disrespect positivity. That makes sense to y'all? Anyways, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm out.